This next video talks about what affects the rate of gel electrophoresis. So there are 4 factors that I want us to talk about. So we have talked about in the past 2 factors. We've talked about the fact that they are charged particles, so that's going to affect it. And we've also talked about the fact that the size is going to affect it. So what we look at here, the first one, is I want you to have a relationship for each one of these. So stop, pause, think about what is the relationship between the size of the fragment and how fast it moves through the gel. I'm hoping you could come up with the fact that the larger the fragment is, the longer time it takes to move through the gel. So the second thing we're going to talk about is the charge on the fragment. So I want you to think about if you're positive or if you're negatively charged, which way are you going to move? So if positively charged fragments are going to move towards the negative electrode. So for example, we don't do this with DNA. DNA is the other way around. So DNA would tell us DNA is negatively charged and it moves towards the positive end of the gel. So particles that are positively charged would be things like proteins. The next thing that's a little bit harder is how viscous your gel is. So every gel is going to be slightly different in terms of viscosity. So some of them might be a little bit thicker than others. Some of them might be a little bit thinner than others. So think about it. If it's a thicker gel, so the more viscous it is, what is that going to mean about how fast they can move through the gel? So you can have a think. Hopefully you said the more viscous something is, the longer it takes for it to move. Now, the final thing that can affect the way that the way that DNA moves through a gel, or the way that a molecule moves through a gel, is the voltage applied. So what do you think happens when you increase the voltage? Will it go faster or will it go slower? Hopefully you came up with the fact that if you have a higher voltage, you're going to get a faster movement throughout the gel. And so all of those things can kind of be seen again with this picture. And that is the end of the factors that affect the rate of movement.